Shannon, what happened yesterday?
Aaron Rodgers happened. Skip, sometimes you could be in the perfect defense. You could have the perfect coverage. But if he makes the perfect throw, there are very few guys that's ever played the quarterback position in the 98-year history of the NFL could throw the ball as accurate, as consistently as this young man can. I said it when
He's not that young, but go ahead.
He is.
No.
Compared to Tom Brady, he's a kid.
Okay.
As I was saying, after seeing him throw the ball up close and personal in the Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dallas.
Long time ago.
I went back and I said, he's the most gifted thrower of the football I had ever laid eyes on. I went to Pro Bowls with Marino and Elway and Moon, and I saw Aikman and I saw Montana. Skip, nobody could spin the ball like this young man can. And he's special. And what happened, Dallas couldn't do any better than what they did. You ask Dak, we need a touchdown. You go get your touchdown, and you take almost 9 minutes off the clock, 8 minutes and 43 seconds. They gave the ball back to Aaron Rodgers in that offense with 1 minute, 13 seconds and a timeout. But the problem is the weakest unit of the Dallas Cowboys, which I told you would be, is their defense. When you ask the weakest element of your team, we need a big stop, or we need you to go get points if you're on the offensive side of the ball. You're asking an awful lot, Skip. You really are. And what do we see? And now they found some resemblance of a running game. Jones gave them 129 yards rushing. Because what happens is when you play that defense like they're playing that Tampa 2 where the guys are going to run out of there and try to get their depth. Aaron Rodgers snuck a couple of draws in there. Jones pick up 19. Jones pick up 15. Boom. So now what do? If we lag, the guys are going to get behind us. If we hightail it out of here, Jones is going to hit us with the run. So now Aaron Rodgers is doing this. He's Geppetto. You know, Mary, you know, Pinocchio. I had him dangling on the string.
It reminded me of your researcher with you.
Skip, don't do that, Skip. Why you do this?
I was thinking about you and Steve Owens yesterday.
Why you do this, Skip? He told me to say this. And I tried to tell you. I forced you out. Oh, Jordan Lewis, when he's at Michigan, he just made plays. There's a difference between college receivers and NFL receivers. There's definitely a difference between college quarterbacks and that guy. Oh, Skip, you seen him do this at the back?
Tell me when it's my turn.
That's not your turn yet.
No.
We got this segment along. We extended this segment, Jordan.
Oh, we did?
But yeah, we extended this segment because they knew I had something for you. I tried to tell you this. I told you they're going into the bye week. They were going in at 2-3. Skip, the Dallas Cowboys can't play any better. The Packers had 7 possessions. Let that sink in for a second. They had 7 possessions. They got 4 touchdowns and a field goal. What you call them, a crossbar. I don't know what was going on in his mind. He must have been on that yak, Joey. Missed 2 PATs. Dak was doing it. Dak was wheeling, coming outside of the pocket. Oh, Dak making plays. Aaron Rodgers, you got somebody on the other side just as good as you. Somebody said. Aaron Rodgers said, you think that for real, Skip? I said, yeah, Aaron, he thinks that for real because I'm in the helmet too. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I calling into the game. Woo, Skip, that hurt. Skip, you know why this hurt so much? Because they had a big lead, Aaron Rodgers come back, and you wanted to say, Dak Prescott is clutch. Oh, he's clutch. That's what you wanted to say. But today,
how do you know what I wanted to say?
Because I know you.
Well, that's what you're saying right now. No. He was clutch, wasn't he?
You notice how I prefaced that? What his was, what tense his was. Past. Aaron Rodgers is.
Did you think Dak played well yesterday?
Doesn't matter what I think. I think Aaron Rodgers played better. Which guy had a turnover?
Really?
Which guy had a turnover? Which guy gave up a pick six?
And it was whose fault? Who was the turnover's fault? Help me out.
Which
game did you watch?
Skip, I will let you go.
Wait, I got to hold your feet to the fire. Are you saying that the turnover was Dak Prescott's fault?
The Cowboys.
Wait, are you saying that?
You'll get an opportunity to talk.
Oh, so you're dancing because you can't.
You will get an opportunity.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, 10 minutes extra time of possession over the Packers. Zeke Elliott ran the ball. You couldn't ask for anything more. You held the Packers to 7 possessions. But what the Cowboys defense have becoming more and more vulnerable to is the running game. They've had 3 of the 5 rushes they faced gone over 100 yards. They didn't allow one of those in 16 games last year. So not only can you not play pass defense, you can't stop the run now. Well, there's only 2 areas that defense need to be concerned about. That's being able to stop the run and being able to stop the pass. Well, if you can't do either, you in a heap of trouble. And your Cowboys, as I said it before, when I said they wouldn't make the playoffs, and everybody laughed, oh, you a Cowboy hater.
Oh, really? Everybody laughed?
Everybody laughed. Even Skip Bayless. Are you right here, right now?
You mean people, Twitter laughed?
No,
or?
no,
Who else
everybody.
laughed?
You did.
I don't know
You
anybody on
everybody.
the show.
You everybody. You are everybody.
I actually laughed when you said the Giants were going to win the division, and they're now 0-5.
And I also said, and you also laughed when I said the Cowboys wouldn't make the playoffs with that same team that went 13-3.
There's still 11 games left. It's just getting started.
And from what you've seen, you like what you see?
Nope, I
Okay,
do not.
then. Well, you
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's your turn, Skip, because
Really?
you've been jostling me, you've been bothering me all day.
After all that glorification of Aaron Rodgers, I need to point out to our more astute viewers, the ones who don't buy into Uncle Shannon, our more astute viewers will enjoy the fact that Dak Prescott's QBR yesterday on a scale of 0 to 100 was the best in the National Football League. He had a 97 QBR, the best of his career, while Aaron Rodgers had a 74 QBR. 97 to 74. But I got to give it up. Aaron Rodgers won the game, but you failed to point out I was once again, as I told you I would be, without the leader, the quarterback, the driving force of my defense, Sean Lee. And I was also without my starting cornerback, the only free agent they really went after of any note, Nolan Carroll, who started 56 games for the Philadelphia Eagles, including every game the last 2 years for the Philadelphia Eagles, was out with a concussion. So predictably, I told you Aaron Rodgers was going to throw a party, but I was kind of disappointed in the party he threw. Only 221 yards passing for Aaron Rodgers against that defense?
Hold on. What about the guy running for almost $130? What about the $130 that they ran for?
I didn't see him, but again, Sean Lee would say no to all that just the way he would have said no to Todd Gurley last week. So again, if you take by far my best player off the defense, I'm really in trouble. I'm in enough trouble already. And I told you before the year, this is my one quibble and quarrel with the Cowboy management, starting with Jerry Jones. There's a guy named Darrelle Revis who's still out there on the market. And there's another guy who might be even more valuable right now who is building a house in Dallas named Antonio Cromartie, and he's still out there without a team. Would either of those two or both of those two help that defense yesterday against Aaron Rodgers? I say a big yes. So guess what happens? With no Nolan Carroll, and by the way, do you know how big Nolan Carroll is, just off the top of your head?
How big?
He's 6'1", 205 pounds. Would you consider that kind of a big corner like Antonio Cromartie is?
Nice size corner.
Nice size corner. How big is Devontae Adams? Help me out here. He's 6'2", 220. Would you say that's a pretty good size wide receiver?
Yeah,
That's like Sterling Sharp size, right?
Yeah.
Right there. I think they're about the same size.
Yeah.
6'2", 220. So guess who winds up having to cover Devontae Adams on the two plays of the game, two fade route throws from Aaron Rodgers? Little Jordan Lewis, who is 5 feet 10 inches, 180 pounds, out of University of Michigan as a raw rookie. Again, they stole him in the third round. He's going to be pretty good. Did he not fight his little tail off on the first throw? Did he not knock it down?
Hold on. This is not the Jordan Lewis that you raved about.
I told you, I love him, and he made a play. He made a play on the first one, but when you've got 5'10" on 6'2", help me out. What's the math there? I'm not very good at math. I think that's 4 inches. Is that not a significant height advantage for a little fade route, if that's what you want to call it? I call it a fade route.
Does the Cowboys, Joey, help me out to the astute, and plus the astute viewers that's watching at home. Do the Cowboys have a receiver that's 6'2", 220?
They used to.
Where'd he go?
Who blasted him all the last 2 weeks? Who said he's not even a shell of himself?
I'm not talking about Michael Irvin. I'm talking about the new one.
You mean the guy who dropped a ball in the end zone that he got a break on where they, where he goes, he drops the X when he's trying to catch the football. He dropped another one and got a break on a penalty that shouldn't have been called. Saved him.
So the game really shouldn't have been that close, right? Because that's 4 points that you had that you shouldn't have gotten.
Well, we can go on and on about that. Okay. So the point is, Aaron Rodgers, I got to give it up. I want to congratulate, as painful as it is for me, I want to congratulate Aaron Rodgers. You own Jerry World. Yeah. He owned it in the Super Bowl. Did you attend that?
I attended that one.
You won your your only Super Bowl and your only Super Bowl MVP. And it was a long time ago. And by the way, Aaron, you're now 5-6 in the postseason since that Super Bowl. I don't know why. I don't know why. And by the way, Aaron, you should be wait a second. You should be 4-7 in the postseason because obviously that was a catch at Lambeau in that playoff game. And it would have been over and my Cowboys would have won and advanced to Seattle, and they would have beaten Seattle as they did in the regular season, and they would have been in the Super Bowl.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.